Thank you for being here, Scorpio. As we step into March 28th, 2025, the cosmic tides are shifting in a way that speaks directly to your soul. This isn't just another day, it's a threshold, a quiet invitation from the universe for you to look deeper, to feel more honestly, and to remember the power that still pulses within you. You didn't arrive here by accident. Something inside you sensed the movement, perhaps a whisper beneath the noise, a subtle nudge from your intuition that today carries meaning. I'm here not as a fortune teller, but as a guide. Someone to walk beside you as we uncover what your spirit already knows. As a Scorpio, your intuition is a force of nature. You don't need predictions. You crave confirmation. You seek mirrors that reflect the transformation you're already undergoing. Mirrors that don't shy away from shadow or truth. This reading isn't about vague promises or empty hope. It's a sacred space to reconnect with your essence, to observe what's shifting within, and to reclaim the parts of you that have been quietly waiting for your return. So take a deep breath, soften your armor, and allow yourself to receive what has been trying to reach you all along. This moment is yours. Scorpio, you are in the midst of a transformation, one that many might shy away from, but that your soul has been quietly preparing for. Lately, you may have felt discomfort in places that once felt familiar. The people, routines, or even parts of yourself that used to feel solid may now seem distant or misaligned. That's not a sign you're lost. It's a sign you're evolving. This inner friction, this sense of not quite fitting where you used to, isn't failure. It's the growing pain of becoming. When your soul outgrows an old identity, it doesn't do so quietly. It calls for your attention through restlessness, through subtle detachment, through the need to reorient. You're not being left behind, you're being realigned with something far more truthful, far more lasting. But to move through this shift, you need one thing: a return to yourself. Real change begins within. And for you, that means trusting your intuition again, grounding into your emotional truth, and remembering that your worth doesn't come from what you do. It comes from who you are when you're fully present with yourself. This is not the time to push forward blindly. It's the time to listen inward, to soften where you've been bracing, and to let go of what no longer resonates. As we move forward into the deeper layers of your reading, love, career, finances, and healing, you'll see how the outer world is mirroring what's happening within. And once you understand the energy moving through you, you'll be able to respond to life with clarity instead of reacting from fear. This is where your power begins. Financially, Scorpio, you're entering a phase of stabilization. What you've been quietly building or tending to in recent weeks is starting to show signs of tangible return. This isn't a sudden windfall, but a gradual, grounded shift where resources begin to flow with more consistency. There's something about this energy that rewards your discipline and inner alignment. The more intentional you've been, the more clearly you'll see the results now. Your financial intuition is especially sharp today. If you've had a gut feeling about a potential opportunity, whether it's an investment, a side project, or even a conversation with someone in your network, it's worth exploring. There may be someone close to you, perhaps a colleague or a friend, who holds a piece of the puzzle. Stay open to discussions around collaboration or joint ventures. The support you need might not come through formality, but through genuine connection. That said, the emotional undercurrents in your chart also come with a caution. When you're processing a lot internally, as you are now, it can be tempting to soothe yourself through spending. Retail therapy may bring temporary comfort, but this is a moment to pause and ask, what am I really trying to fill? Instead of turning to impulse purchases or distractions, reinvest in yourself. A course, a healing modality, something that nurtures your growth. These are the kinds of expenses that truly yield return. Look out for signs and synchronicities, repeating numbers, strong dreams, or conversations that seem to come out of nowhere. These are nudges pointing you toward aligned opportunities. Your lucky numbers today are 7, 23, 40, 57, 68, and 86. Keep them close if you're engaging with numbers today, whether in decisions, timing, or simply affirmations. This energy around money is not just about income, it's about alignment. When your inner world is clear, your outer resources flow more naturally. And as we move into the next part of your reading, you'll see how this same clarity is being called upon in your relationships and emotional life. Prosperity is never just material. It's a reflection of how much space you're willing to clear for what truly matters. In your career, Scorpio, you're standing at a quiet but unmistakable crossroads. This isn't just about changing jobs or roles. It's about a deeper realignment with purpose. The energy around you is shifting, and while things may still appear steady on the surface, you can feel it. What once motivated you may no longer spark the same fire. That subtle dissatisfaction is not failure. It's your inner compass pointing towards something more authentic. The presence of the tower energy in your field suggests that some kind of disruption, internal or external, has either arrived or is on the horizon. But this isn't chaos for the sake of chaos. This is necessary dismantling. If there's a role, a project, or even a creative direction that you've outgrown, this energy is here to help clear it out so something truer can take shape. You don't need to fear the unknown. You need to listen to what your discomfort is really asking for. This is a moment to tune in rather than push forward. Your instincts, especially now, are one of your greatest assets. There may be a new path presenting itself, possibly through someone who believes in you, or even an unexpected opportunity that seems small at first but carries long-term value. Stay alert for offers, invitations, or even conversations that feel different. Your next step might come through connection, not control. If you've been carrying the weight of stagnation or burnout, take it seriously. That heaviness isn't laziness, it's information. Something within you is no longer willing to trade your energy for something that lacks meaning. Now is the time to ask the bigger questions. What kind of work feels aligned with who I'm becoming? What kind of impact do I truly want to make? You may feel a strong pull toward building something of your own or reshaping your current work into something more fulfilling. And even if the details aren't fully clear, the direction is. You're not meant to stay in what's merely tolerable. You're being pushed, gently or not, toward a career path that feels alive. This shift in your professional life mirrors the emotional and spiritual transformation you're undergoing. As we explore the next layers of your reading, particularly around health and inner balance, you'll begin to see how your outer world is asking you to support the deep changes taking place within. Real success for you won't come from striving, it will come from alignment. And that begins with honesty about where your energy truly belongs. In love, Scorpio, you're standing in a space that feels both familiar and uncertain, a threshold between what was and what could be. There's a quiet knowing within you that the past still holds weight, but the future is calling. The question is no longer whether someone from your past still cares. The question is, can they meet you where you are now? You've done a lot of inner work, consciously or not, and that growth has shifted the vibration of what you're available for. The person who once held your heart may still linger in your energy. You might feel them thinking about you, watching you from a distance, or even preparing to reach out. But as much as the connection may still carry intensity, intensity is not the same as alignment. And right now, alignment matters more. The emotional dynamic that once tied you together may have been built on survival, on holding each other through chaos or showing up in each other's pain. But you're no longer looking to survive love. You're looking to thrive in it. That requires a different kind of bond, one based on presence, emotional maturity, and mutual respect. There's also the presence of someone new, or rather, someone who may already exist within your wider orbit. This person may not have fully stepped into your awareness yet, but there's a sense of familiarity around them, a soul-level recognition. They might come through mutual friends, shared spaces, or even casual online interaction. What matters isn't how or when you meet, it's how they make you feel. Calm, seen, steady, the kind of energy that doesn't pull you out of yourself, but brings you deeper into it. You're learning to choose love from a place of clarity, not need. And as this emotional clarity continues to unfold, you'll start to see how every connection reflects your own inner relationship with safety, worth, and joy. The more you ground into who you are, the more naturally the right person will recognize you, not for what you offer, but for who you are when your guard is down. As we transition into the next part of your reading, your emotional and physical well-being, it becomes even clearer. The way you love yourself sets the tone for everything else. And in this new chapter, love is no longer meant to test you. It's meant to meet you where You've grown. Scorpio, your body is speaking to you, and not in the way it usually does. There's a quiet heaviness, a subtle fatigue that doesn't seem to come from lack of sleep or overwork, but from something deeper. You're undergoing a powerful emotional detox, and that process doesn't just move through your thoughts or moods, it moves through your physical body too. You may be feeling more sensitive than usual, mentally, emotionally, and even energetically. This isn't weakness, it's evidence that your system is recalibrating. Old emotional residue, especially from past relationships, stress, or long-held patterns, is rising to the surface to be released. And while this kind of release isn't always comfortable, it is necessary. Your nervous system has been carrying more than you realize. Now is asking for space to recover. Today, more than ever, you're being called to pause. This is a moment to step back from stimulation, from constant output, and from anything that pulls you away from your inner world. A digital detox, even for a few hours, can help bring your energy back into balance. Gentle movement, time in nature, or quiet reflection will serve you more than any external solution right now. What you consume emotionally and energetically is just as important as what you eat or drink. Be mindful of who you're around, what you're absorbing, and how often you're giving your energy away. Healing doesn't always look like doing. It often looks like resting, feeling, and allowing the body to catch up with the changes the heart has already made. You're learning how to hold yourself with more compassion. And that internal shift is just as important as any outer progress. As we move into the final parts of your reading, your connection with family, your environment, and how others perceive the new version of you, it will become clear that this healing isn't happening in isolation. The more you tend to your own energy now, the more you'll create space for healthier, more balanced dynamics around you. Healing your body begins with honoring your emotional truth, and you're doing that, even when it feels invisible. Within your close relationships, Scorpio, there's a quiet shift taking place. Subtle but undeniable. Someone in your family or inner circle may be sensing your transformation, even if they can't quite put it into words. You've been changing from the inside out, and while you've done much of this work privately, the people around you are beginning to feel the difference. There may be an opportunity now for reconciliation or renewed connection with someone from your past, perhaps a family member or an authority figure with whom things have felt unresolved. But this time it's different. The invitation isn't to return to an old dynamic. It's to create something new, something rooted in honesty and mutual respect. You're no longer available for emotional patterns that diminish who you are. Healing for you doesn't mean forgetting. It means creating new boundaries that honor how far you've come. Your home environment is also asking for attention. Just as your internal space has shifted, your external space needs to reflect that evolution. This could be as simple as clearing clutter, rearranging furniture, or introducing objects that hold intention. Your living space is an energetic container, and right now, it's calling to be realigned with who you're becoming, not who you used to be. You might notice a growing desire for peace, solitude, or even sacredness in your space. Honor that. Even if others around you don't fully understand your need for quiet or distance, your energy knows what it needs. By creating an environment that supports your emotional clarity, you're also sending a clear message to the universe. You're ready for relationships of all kinds that support your growth, not distract from it. As we move into the final layer of your reading, your compatibility and cosmic connections, it becomes more apparent that your energy is becoming more refined, more selective. The people who remain close to you now are those who can meet you in your truth. You're not asking for perfection, you're asking for presence. And that's the kind of connection you're starting to attract, not just at home, but in every area of your life. The energies surrounding you today, Scorpio, are refining your sense of connection, not just within yourself, but with the people who orbit your life. You're more attuned than usual to emotional resonance. You're sensing almost immediately who feels grounding, who stirs old emotions, and who brings fresh energy that aligns with where you're going. Today, you may find a natural ease with Pisces, Virgo, and Cancer. These signs complement your depth in different ways. Pisces shares your intuitive soul-level perception and can offer a kind of emotional reflection that feels deeply understood. Virgo, with their calm precision, may help you bring structure to the inner shifts you're navigating, an anchor in the middle of your movement. Cancer brings a quiet, nurturing presence, reminding you that emotional safety isn't just possible, it's necessary. Your awareness is sharp today. If you find yourself drained around certain people, it's not personal, it's energetic. You're becoming more discerning, not more distant. Let that clarity guide how and where you engage. This selectiveness isn't about building walls. It's about making space for the right people to enter. I'll be here tomorrow holding space for whatever the stars want to reveal next. Until then, Scorpio, take care of your energy, trust your process, and as always, keep moving forward, even when the path isn't fully clear, because your light is not meant to be hidden. It's meant to lead.